Last time out, we were talking about our squad, but this time, we have finished the summer transfer window and we're going to see where some of our former players have ended up, or currently are. Let's find out together, shall we? So, first things first, we had the Polish Super Cup final and we lost 2-1 after taking the lead in the 12th minute. The thing that I'm going to remember this match the most is not the fact that we lost this game, it's the fact that my goalkeeper saved 2 penalties from 2 different players. It is quite frankly the first time I've ever seen it, and yet we still lost anyway, which is an absolute shame. But what can you do? The next game we had was at home against Bravo in the Europa League, second qualifying round, first leg, and we beat them 2-0. It took a bit of time for us to get our bearings together and to get the opening goal, but once we got going, there wasn't any stopping us at the end of the day. However, the same could not be said for our first league game. Wisla Krakow beat us by a goal to 0. They scored in the 8th minute and, for whatever reason, we couldn't find the back of the net, despite our best attempts and despite everything we tried to do. It's a shame that we messed up this badly and lost the first game of the league campaign. Still, we then took on Bravo and we drew 0-0, and I'm starting to worry a little bit since, we haven't scored in the last 2 matches, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe there's an issue. Even though we dominated this game again and absolutely kept them out for 2 games in a row, we should be doing better with the scoring, right? Especially if we're not scoring in the league. But then we took on the next opponent in the league and we were beating Bret by a goal to 0. In the 68th minute game, Paulak coming on from the bench to get the goal. It shows that while I was rotating a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot, I could still bring on people from the bench and get goals. It's good to know that despite rotating a little bit, we can still win. And then we took on FC Copenhagen in the Europa League third qualifying round and beat them by 2-0 as well. And when you just have a really good game and you can't believe it's going that well, yeah, this was one of those games. I brought on Patrick Delda as a centre-back and he scored his first ever goal for us. So that's a nice feeling to say the least. And Robert Kowalski also got a goal. So 2-0, going into the second leg, can we do well? Hopefully, we'll do better than what we did against Rakov because we drew 1-1 and it feels like at times we're struggling to break teams down despite having all the possession in the world, which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, we just seem to throw away points right now and it's disappointing to say the least. But still, we went to Copenhagen and beat them 3-1. We were 3-0 up in this game as well, so it wasn't like it was a tight competition. Even if they had more chances, we had the better chances, and we absolutely showed why we're the better team, and why we deserve to go through to the 4th qualifying round. We then took on Mietz and a 2-1 win after being 1-0 down. Jasinski decided to turn up and become really good in this game, and that is a pleasant surprise. Paulak getting 2 assists as well was quite useful, and it tells me that yes, we have a team that can be good in their day. We also had 70% of the possession, which tells me that we can absolutely suffocate a team if we need to. Then we took on Kalos and we beat them 3-0. Jasinski getting a hat-trick. And again, we suffocated them with our possession holding. And for the first time in a very long time, we felt comfortable in Europe. And we're now 1 match away from getting to the Europa League phase, which is great. Especially when this is a team a couple of years ago, we could only get a 2-2 draw against after being 2-0 down against them. And then we went to Jagiellonia and beat them 2-0. This is significant to me because it's the first time in apparently 9 matches we've beaten them. We've gone 8 games without a win against this team. And not only did we win, but we absolutely dominated them. They had just 2 shots and only 1 on target, which for me is very important and told me that this is a team on their day that can be absolutely amazing. Then we took a Kalos again, and we're 3-0 down inside 31 minutes. And then we won 4-3. So, annoying that we had to come from behind to get a result here. And the fact we did win still overall in the night was amazing to me. But I rotated the side a bit too much apparently. And when that happened, okay, I decided to take off all my defenders in the 31st minute. Because I thought, well, it's probably my defender's fault. I wasn't expecting Jasinski to score almost 4 minutes afterwards, and then to get another 2 goals later on in the game, or for the defender I brought in as a substitute to actually get a goal himself. So, turns out that you can go from balanced to cautious in this match and do really well. And you could tell that they were the better team in the opening phase of the match. But we got the goal, they didn't do much afterwards, and then in the second half we absolutely dominated. So, maybe, just maybe, if we're going to go a bit more weaker with the team, cautious could be the way to go. It's just a shame that we weren't able to get any points against Lechia Poznan after having come from 2-0 down again. So they were 2-0 up inside 37 minutes when in half-time. We scored 2 goals in the opening 4 minutes. So, okay, that's great. We could do more. It's just a shame they then ended up winning the game with a 90th minute winner. So we did the hard work by getting back the goals and getting back our lead. Why we couldn't hold on and get all 3 points when we were clearly the better team for the last periods of this game, I don't know, but maybe, just maybe, we're just a bit unlucky. But still, it's been a better season than last year, I think, and 10 points in the opening 6 matches is useful. We're already twice as many points as a team in the relegation zone, so that's good. The fact that the bottom 2 teams we have beaten is slightly concerning, and the team that we're drawn against is in 14th is a bit concerning, but we have beaten the top half team in Miedz, who honestly shouldn't be up there, but what can you do? The Lechia Poznan defeat makes more sense when you look at the fact that they're top of the table, as well as the Wisla Krakow. So the 2 teams that have beaten us are the top 2 teams in the league. Suddenly, it doesn't feel so bad that we lost those games. When we are in the Europa League, we're doing well. We're bottom of the table though, which is slightly weird. But we've already got 2 players in the top 2 goal scorers with 6 goals and 4 goals respectively. So we apparently know how to score in this competition. And we've been given our opponents. And I like to think that despite some of the opponents we've been given, we can do quite well. In the league phase, we have been given Aston Villa, Linfield, PAOK, Reims, Jerezuska, TSC, Nice, and Athletic Bilbao. So I'm going to go through each team and say if I think they're winnable and not winnable. 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 Draw. Winnable. Winnable. Not winnable. Not winnable. So I think we can beat 4 of these teams, and the other 4 will probably be grateful to get a point against. But that's just me. But now I'm going to go with the players that we have sold in the past, and I would talk about Mariusz Dabrowski being a player that was actually at the end of his contract. Well, he's now at Lille, and he's a squad player for them. He's already made 4 appearances for the team, and as far as I'm concerned, that is great. I want him to be good, and I want him to develop. The fact he's also got 4 languages under his belt now is amazing to me, and I'm really hoping he can be quite good for them, and that he will break into the first team, despite the fact he's now 23. Matthias Sulek is still at Frankfurt, and Frankfurt in the last years have finished 2nd place. So he's at a good team apparently. He's also won by Schalke and Wolfsburg, so that's interesting to say the least. And the fact he's also at the number 1 left back for Poland is also promising, and tells me if we have a good left back coming through the future, we could get someone to challenge him. Potentially, hopefully, maybe. Marek Sawicki has moved again. He's now at Torino. So last year, he left Dortmund. Now this year, he's left Hoffenheim. And he's playing in Serie A and is starting. As far as I'm concerned, as long as he's starting, I don't care what happens. As long as he's playing football matches, I am happy. And another one of my former players is also in the international squad for Poland and is doing well for himself. I just wish he would do well. And look, he pretty much was a starter for Hoffenheim last year. He had a load of appearances on the bench, but he was starting at least 14 times. That is not an insignificant number of games to be playing. I'm happy for him, even if the prices he's been sold for goes down every single year. But that is beside the point. Kasper Chichesky is still at Dortmund. He's not played a single game for Dortmund, and I'm starting to get concerned for him because he was looking like an international player at one point, and I would have taken this guy in my team. I kind of wish he never left, just because he's rotting away in the Dortmund's team. They are wasting him. Let him go. And then you got my midfielder, who has made an appearance for Arsenal, but is also wasting away there. The fact that I lost both of my centre midfield partnership in the same season, and they're still just 21 and 20 respectively, and they're rotting away their current clubs, is still the biggest crime for me. Look at his number of under 21 caps. If he was still playing for me, he would be a Polish international already. I'm almost certain of it. And it's frustrating to see him wasting away in this situation. Michel Javos has now signed for Schalke and isn't starting for them. He actually started for Hamburg last year, and you're going to love the price he got sold for. Started for Hamburg last year, and now he's at Schalke, and he signed for half the price. We absolutely ripped off Hamburg. Apparently, because they only played 29 times, every match that he played for was pretty much £300,000 per match, which, as far as I'm concerned, is hilarious. And it shows that I was able to get a really good deal for this guy, and I should never have been able to get £20 million for him. But I'm not complaining. It's quite a good deal. Finances, we've now got 70.5 million. So, as far as I'm concerned, the days of us losing players because the board are willing to sell the players are gone, done and dusted. I am safe from their clutches. In other news, I've now got a player in the Media Dream 11 in the form of Michel YAC. So, that's delightful, isn't it? A goalkeeper in the Media Dream 11. It feels like we've been here before, but in another save. Did we not have the same thing last year when we were managing in Serbia? We had a goalkeeper in the Media Dream 11 and we ended up starting to win the league. Let me know if that was the case or not. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this down below. But I am actually going to end this here. I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. I hope you guys would like and share this video, and that you all subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. Where do you think it is in the league this year? Do you think we can win the cup for the third year running? And how far do you think we can get in the Europa League? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on that down below. But either way, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.